option selling, many people make this mistake that you can only trade non-directional in option selling. It is not true. In option selling, you can trade with trend, and
Right.
in fact, you can make a non-directional strategy like a straddle strangle into a directional strategy.
तो नमस्कार, कैसे हैं आप सब? मैं भरत झुंझुनवाला आप सबका स्वागत करता हूं आपके अपने YouTube चैनल पे। मास्टर ट्रेडर स्पीक्स हमारी ट्रेडर्स के साथ इंटरव्यू की सीरीज है, जहां पर हम यंग ट्रेडर्स, ओल्ड ट्रेडर्स, बडिंग ट्रेडर्स, बेसिकली सक्सेसफुल ट्रेडर्स को लेकर आते हैं आपके लिए। आपके साथ वो बातें करते हैं, अपने मेथड्स को शेयर करते हैं, अपने अकाउंट्स आपको दिखाते हैं, और मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंटली वो आपके साथ ये शेयर करेंगे कि किस तरह से टेक्निकल एनालिसिस को यूज करके उनको ट्रेडिंग में कन्विक्शन आता है। आज हमारे साथ एक ऐसे ही ट्रेडर मौजूद हैं जो कि बैंगलोर से हैं और बहुत काफी यंग हैं। वो 20 इयर्स ओल्ड हैं और उनको ट्रेडिंग करने का आइडिया वीडियो गेम खेलते खेलते आया। राइट, ही वाज प्लेइंग वीडियो गेम एंड देन द आइडिया ऑफ ट्रेडिंग स्टक हिम एंड ही स्टार्टेड टू ट्रेड। लेकिन उन्होंने ट्रेडिंग करने से पहले, रियल मनी डिप्लॉय करने से पहले एक ट्रेनिंग ली। ट्रेनिंग लेने के पहले सक्सेसफुली प्रैक्टिस किया, कन्विक्शन बिल्डअप किया। अब उसके बाद वो सक्सेसफुल ट्रेड कर रहे हैं। ऑप्शन ट्रेडर हैं, एक हार्डकोर ऑप्शन ट्रेडर हैं, बहुत अच्छी तरह से ऑप्शन सेलिंग करते हैं और ऑप्शन के जो स्प्रेड्स बनाते हैं और सक्सेसफुली उसे मेंटेन करते हैं। आज जिन ट्रेडर्स की हम बात कर रहे हैं वो है मिस्टर हेमंत आर रेड्डी। बैंगलोर के रहने वाले हैं। जैसे मैंने आप कहा कि कभी तक उन्होंने कॉलेज भी कंप्लीट नहीं, 20 इयर्स ओल्ड होने के बाद भी जो ट्रेडिंग की समझ है, जो रिस्क की समझ है, जो मैच्योरिटी है उनकी ट्रेडिंग में, वो देखने लायक है। तो जल्दी से चलते हैं और बात करते हैं मिस्टर हेमंत रेड्डी से और देखते हैं उनके ट्रेडिंग के मेथड्स और वो किस तरह से ऑप्शन सेलिंग करते हैं और फायदा उठाते हैं मार्केट्स में। Hey Hemant, and very welcome to Master Traders Speak. We are very excited to have you on board. First, tell us what you do right now and where are you from and what you are doing right now. What is your current profession?
Sir, right now I'm a student. I'm studying in CMSJ. So this is my third and final year of BBA.
All right.
So I started trading in cash market. Then after the corona fall, I found my edge in the market through option selling. So
okay, you are selling options right now. Okay, so
yes,
did I hear it right? You are selling options.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what is your age? Let me guess first. 23, 24 or maybe 25?
No, sir. Currently 20. Soon.
Oh my God. 21. Okay, he is 20 years old, guys, and he is selling options, and he is trading in the stock market from last 2.5 years.
Yes, sir.
Oh my God, you have a lion hat, right? Because a young guy, and guys, I tell you that he manages a big capital for himself and his clients, and he is doing very good. Because when I saw his accounts, when I interacted with him, I was also astonished. He keeps sharing his profit, these things in the group, and I get carried away. I said, wow, what this guy is doing, absolutely wonderful, fabulous. Okay, now tell me how this trading thing came across your desk. From BBA, you were studying BBA, right? And then suddenly you jumped into option selling, technical analysis. How did this thing happen?
Sir, very interesting story. So one of my friend, his name is Nitesh. So we used to play video games together, a game called Dota. So one day he said, Hemant, wait, we'll start the game in some time. I will first book some profits and come. So then I got interested. What is this? You're booking profit. You're here only. How can you book profit? So then I got introduced to stock market. That was my first taste of stock market. So
it means you got introduced into stock market in middle of a video game, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh my God, it's an interesting story. It's getting too much filmy right now. Okay, so he was playing video game and suddenly his friend told him that let me take a break and book my profits and come back. And during that gaming session, something struck him that he should also start trading in to stock market, right? This is the story. This is absolutely amazing, and I have never come across this type of story in my life, but absolutely amazing. Now, previous to this incident, this incident happened 2.5 years ago, right?
Yes, sir.
So previous to this incident, you didn't have any experience in the stock market?
No, sir. No,
In
so
your
I'm the
family,
first
any...
generation in my family also into the market.
Okay, you are the first generation in the family into stock markets.
Yes, sir.
Right. So what resistance are you facing from your family, from your father, mother? Do you have any resistance when you sit in on the screen, when you're trading, when you're looking at charts? What do they say?
So initially they thought it's like Satta market. You're gambling, don't do this. But as I progressed forward, they started to support me. They started to see the effort I put in, and they're like, no, he really enjoys it. He really has fun, and let's support him. So I'm very lucky to have such a family like this too.
Right. So you have been with us since last 1.5 years, I think, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
around January I joined.
Wow. And so, but tell me one thing, that when we are talking about stock market, now we can talk about this algorithm trading, we can talk about fundamental analysis, we can talk about technical analysis, many things are there. Then when you thought of going into stock market, when you thought of learning or trading basically, then why did you choose technical analysis, right? You are young, right? And you are doing BBA. Okay, you have a commerce background, you're doing BBA, then why this technical analysis? Why not fundamental analysis, or why not other studies that teaches to trade in the stock markets?
I think technical analysis chose me rather than me choosing technical analysis.
Okay, that's a smart answer.
Since my friend showed me that cash scalping on Axis, he used to trade very quickly, seeing order flow. So that was my first introduction, and I didn't know about fundamentals or algorithms. So the first step was technicals directly. So that was my start.
So you are doing option selling, right? As you told us.
Option selling, sir.
Right. And you do it by looking at the charts and using all the technical analysis tools that we discuss, and that you have been using it your own way, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is the maximum amount of risk? Because as we always we come across this thing that option selling is very dangerous, that it can, wash up your accounts. So what is the maximum amount of risk that you take on per position? What do you think that?
Sir, it depends on the capital size. So my capital size, my main aim is to protect the capital and not to gain big returns. Right. Because as we go up, we cannot risk as much. So my aim is non-expiry days 0.5%, and expiry day 1% of the capital is the worst case scenario where I fail to manage it. Okay. So it's a MTM cutoff. So the second I hit my 1% SL, I close without any question.
All right. That's a good risk control measure, and this is very important, right? When we are trading with derivatives, or rather when we are trading in the stock market, if we can manage risk, we can manage everything, right? And you learned it very early in your career, and you should be very lucky if you have learned this, and if you have understood the significance of this thing, then you should feel very lucky that you have learned it at the right time of your career, right? You have a long career ahead of you. So what is the reward? If the risk is 1% or 0.5%, as you say, what is the reward you're looking for?
Sir, usually it is a 1:1 trade, because in options, generally the edge is on our side and we have a 75 to 80% win rate. Right. So ideally, 1:1 is fine. Sometimes I try to push for 1.5.
Okay. So risk reward is quite decent, right? We can see that. So if we compound it annually, how much you are making?
As of now, sir, 36 to 40% is what I'm making, but I'm trying to push little further and further, coming closer at the money.
36% he is making right now, trading in options, selling options, trading in derivatives. Now I remember a quote by Rakesh Jhunjhunwala. He told that if he gets 18% return, he thinks he is a king, and if he can get a 20% return, he thinks he is an emperor. Right. So this is a quote by Rakesh Jhunjhunwala himself. Right. When we see people, right, posting M2M of say 50 lakhs, 60 lakhs, 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs on social media, we get carried away. Right. How much return he is making? 200%, 300% just looks like peanut for the people who are on the Twitter, especially Twitter traders. Right. And now we have a live trader sitting in front of us, and who is speaking out his heart and is telling us that he makes a decent gain of 30 to 36% trading in option, and that is my friends, that is a very decent return. I am telling you, if he trades with a capital of 1 CR, 36% amounts to around 36 lakhs per annum, and that is a decent year. So for huge returns, for big returns, you need big money, right? Only money can earn money. Right? So if you think that you are you're coming in the stock market with 50,000 rupees, right, and if you aim to earn 10 lakhs, that's not possible. That you know it very well. Okay, so the first thing is to understand that money only makes money. If you don't have money, please don't venture into these things. All right, and especially into options. So tell me one thing, that do you trail profits when you are into option selling, right? Once the trade starts to go into your direction, do you trail profits, or do you just cut when your target is achieved, or what is the thing that you do?
Trailing profit is very important, sir, but because what happens is we have a fixed target. Like when we sell an option, our profit is limited, so there is no space for greed. So once I hit 60-70% of my profit, I start exiting some of the positions, taking some of the profit out and risking off. So what happens is I can deploy that profit into some other trade. So it starts getting compounded very quickly.
Okay. So two takeaway that I have learned from Hemant today is, first, risk management, second is position management, right? And if you can do this in a very expert way that he is doing, I think that you can make it very big in the stock market and gain decent return. Now, tell me that how much time do you spend in front of the screen every day?
Very unhealthy amount of time I spend in front of. So my gaming, YouTube, everything combined.
No, other than that, only on trading. How much time?
Only on trading, sir. Just placing orders, everything, maybe 1 or 2 hours, sir. But studying the market, I spend 4 to 5 hours a day.
So execution and monitoring part is just 1 to 2 hours per day, right? Yes. And studying is a different thing altogether, right? Studying and analysis is a different thing. But for execution part and management part is just you're dedicating 1 to 2 hours per day.
Sir, on non-expiry it is 1 to 2 hours because mine is a positional trade.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do not need to spend. But on expiry, I'm taking very big size. I need to monitor.
Okay. So since he is an expiry trader, so he need to be in front of the screen on the expiry day. Other than the expiry days, he is not spending so much time in front of the screen. Just 1 to 2 hours to execute and manage his position. Right. Most of the time is spent on analyzing how to trade, right? And when we have to punch the trade, it only takes 1 to 2 hours to punch the trade and manage it. So that's wonderful. So I request you to reduce that screen time, your YouTube and gaming screen time as well. So it will be quite healthy for you. But these are young guys, young people, and they won't listen to anybody. Other not a problem at all. So do you look at these open interest, PCR ratios, the order flow, all these parameters while placing your option trades on the expiry as well as on the non-expiry trades?
On expiry, sir, data plays a very important role because experts are taking huge positions and me standing against them does not make much sense. But on non-expiry, they're still trying to build their positions and it takes time to build the position. So that time I give more importance to RSI and moving averages than data.
Okay. So on the expiry day, you're looking at the data thing, right?
Yes.
And on the non-expiry day or when you're taking positions, then you don't need to look at the data so much. But data is important, right? Open interest data and everything,
sir.
Right? On the expiry day especially.
It gives us an idea of how much positions are there at that level. So Are they trapped? Are they protecting their levels? That will give us a good idea of what can happen. It's not a guarantee, but some idea it gives us.
So on the expiry day, data plays a very important role, right?
Yes.
So one question out of curiosity, because I'm not an option trader, I'm not a derivative trader, as you all know. One thing I find very interesting in your analysis and in your trading, that you have gelled the RSI technique that we use. You have gelled the moving averages technique that we use with your option trading. So I'm very curious to learn, how do you gel these things with option selling? I have never tried it, right? And I have never thought in my wildest dream to even sell options. And I know that we can do it, But what is the main thing that you are using? You're using RSI, moving average. What do you do how do you gel in these things basically?
So, sir, options, there is a few Greeks, delta, theta, and vega. These are most important. Now, while doing options, we have to play for one thing or two things. Right. So when we are bullish, so our coma will be in right order, RSI 3 will be overbought, RSI will be forming PRs, overbought, all these signals will be there. So what happens is, IV is in our favor. As market goes up, IV is stable or will be falling. So one, theta, we are selling options, it will be on our side. And delta, because market is bullish, it's on our side. So what we're doing is we're trying to get as many factors as possible into our favor.
Okay, so momentum plays a very important role that you are gauging with the RSI, right?
Right. So what happens is, let's say I've sold a put option, market starts going up. So I keep rolling the puts forward to earn more and more money. But at one point, what happens is the speed starts to slow down. And before the peak happens, the speed slows down and starts making high, but that high is not so strong.
Right.
So RSI starts to form some divergences. So here what happens is we can sell a call option on the other side to protect the profits of the put. So once that divergence fails and resumes the trend, I cut the call option and I resume the trade. But in case it starts turning around, I remove the put and keep the call and start taking the profits on the other side.
Right. So all those jargons that you have used right now, failure of divergence, coma, RSI 3, these are all the jargons that we use in our program. So viewers don't get confused. But it is very interesting to see, and it is very exciting to see that how he is using RSI, how you are using the Greeks, and how you are using the data to create a harmony and to trade very successfully. So it's very important, guys. Please try to understand this thing, that you cannot use a single type of data point to trade options. It is a very complex type of instrument to trade. So you need momentum, you need the trend, you need to understand the Greeks, Vega, Delta, Theta. These are the three important Greeks that you need to understand, and also you need to understand the data, why the data is important. So you need to use all these things in harmony, and this is not possible for an old man like me, but yes, these are young guys and they can do it. Okay, it's very encouraging, and I should try it also, right? And even I would request you to take one session with our master traders to teach them, because they are very excited about options. Sure, we'll plan one session with him. I'll plan one session surely. So important thing is that he is not spending too much time on the screen, so that keeps your stress out of the trading. That is very important. Now when we have spoken so much about methods, when we have spoken so much about your trading style, your accuracy, your returns, so let us see your returns, right? Let us see your returns. Sure. Let the viewers see your recent returns, how you are trading, how much you have invested, how much you are earning. So here we are. He is showing us his PNL report for this year.
This financial year, sir?
Yeah, this financial year.
So, sir, this is my PNL report for this financial year.
Right.
We started the year with 50 lakh capital, and now we have moved to 90 lakhs.
Wow. And how much is your net realized and net unrealized?
Sir, unrealized.
This was the FNO, right? Okay.
Yes. Unrealized, sir, is 33 lakhs.
Okay.
And realized profit is 15.7 after brokerage and taxes.
Right. So 33 and 15, now it is coming to around 48% return on 1 crore, 1 CR.
Yes, sir.
Right? Around 1 CR. Okay, around 1 CR and 48% returns. I mean, that is fabulous. Even I struggle to make this type of returns, right? But actually, you should manage my portfolio also. I love, of course.
No, sir, you're always my guru.
No.
You're always.
Tell me, how Master Trader has helped you to evolve as a trader, or how it is helping you to evolve as a trader?
So, sir, during January, when the market started to switch from a very bullish structural market to a non-structural market, I was struggling because I didn't understand the concepts properly. I had holes in my technical analysis. So I was like in the lowest point of my career. So after joining Pro RSI, really that RSI, the way to see RSI in your method really changed my method. And the second I could combine RSI with my old methods with options, the game changed. The game completely changed for me. So that was the turning point, I would say, for my career. So the most difficult part was January to March. I had to unlearn all the nonsense I had learned. And once I started to apply your techniques, really most of my losses reduced, and I was able to change and make that adjustments for profiting.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So people, sir, first thing is what you have to learn and what you have to understand, that he is sticking to his forte, right? His forte was selling option. He was very excited to learn how to sell options, and then he used our tools, not our tools, basically the RSI and what we have learned in the group to on his trading, on his current methods, and that has really pepped up his current trading style, his current profits, and everything else. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Now, do you have any no type of suggestion for the option sellers? No, people, as you think that, as you know that the option selling thing is in fad, right? Everybody is very excited about option selling, and it seems to be there is nothing except option selling. If you are not doing option selling, you are not trading, basically. People have this type of mentality, and especially the new traders, right, who want to enter into the market, they are very excited about option selling. I keep a lot of calls. I keep getting a lot of calls, sir, aap option sikhate hain kya? Do you teach options? I want to learn option selling. So just tell the viewers, or I just want you to give a message that how to approach option selling if really they want to learn option selling, or how to approach that subject.
So the first thing is we need to remove the myth that option selling is the only way to make money in the market. It's absolutely false. Cash trade is successful, futures is successful, option buying is more successful than selling, and selling is also successful. But now you need to choose an asset that suits your personality, right? I cannot trade futures. If you give me futures, I'm going to blow up the account, I'll be honest. Right. But if you give option selling to a futures trader, he won't be successful. You give option buying to a cash trader, he will struggle. So it has to match your personality. Right. Second, sir, is that option selling, many people make this mistake that you can only trade non-directional in option selling. It is not true. In option selling, you can trade with trend. And in fact, you can make a non-directional strategy, like a straddle strangle, into a directional strategy. And if you can identify this transition phase, which is the hardest part, if you identify it, you can sell far OTM options or close at the money options and gain very good money. But if you fail to identify the change, that is where the difficulty will happen. Adjustment, firefighting, all that we have to start.
Okay, so he has shared his experience and how you can really new traders who are willing to sell options and who are willing to enter the market with options, trade options. This is a very good takeaway. Now tell us about some capital requirements, because the biggest problem that I see that with the traders today is that they have a very small capital, right? People with a capital of say 1 lakh, 50,000, 2 lakh, they want to enter into the option market and they want to sell options with that capital. So is option selling possible with that sort of capital? Suppose I have a capital of say 1 lakh rupees, right? And is option selling possible with that capital? Will I be able to successfully trade with that capital? And especially if it is the scared money, right? The money which I cannot afford to lose, because if I have 1 lakh rupees and if I'm entering into the option market, I am already tight in my capital. So what is the minimum capital requirement you have felt is required to successfully sell an option and successfully be a profitable consistently?
So sir, with 1 lakh, it's highly impossible to sell options.
Right.
Because one, the margins are very high. And
Yes.
in case one of your positions goes wrong, you cannot adjust it. And third, you cannot take multiple positions. To have that edge in options, you must have multiple trades to have the probability on your side. Right. So 1 lakh, it's impossible, sir, in my opinion. If really they want to do options, I would recommend buying.
Mm-hmm. So buying option is not that exotic, right? It won't give you good returns often, because we see that we are always on the losing side when we are buying option. So we are talking about selling options, right? So what is the minimum requirement of capital that you feel is required when we are trying to sell options?
Sir, for learning option selling, I think 5 to 10 lakhs is a very good amount. Once you're confident, once you want to push forward, I think we can push to 25, 30 lakhs is where I feel that option selling is good. Because in option selling, you're not aiming for big shots. You're aiming for small, consistent returns. So 3 to 4% is a good return in options if you're trading little aggressively.
Right. So guys, what you are hearing right now, or what you are listening right now, is directly from the horse's mouth, right? He is trading in options. He has been trading in options from last many years. He has been profitably doing it. Now he says that if we want to learn options, for the learning purpose, he is recommending a capital of around 8 to 10 lakhs. And to earn that money, from which we can earn a living, basically, he is recommending an amount of around 25 to 30 lakhs. So we had to understand this thing, that option selling requires skill, requires your time, and the most importantly, it requires money, right? With 2 lakhs rupees, 3 lakhs rupees as your capital, you cannot sell options. So first of all, clear that myth from your brain. Whoever is telling you that from 1 lakh rupees, 2 lakh rupees, 3 lakh rupees, you can start trading and start selling options, that is a total myth. Just don't fall in for that thing. And one more thing I would like to, as you are talking about options, and I feel very intrigued, and I feel very excited, especially on Twitter, when I see these guys who are posting figures like M2M on the expiry day. Some guys I have seen, they have posted around 15 lakhs, 20 lakhs, 35 lakhs, 50 lakhs. Now, how these figures, I don't know, do you think that these are feasible or these are fake?
Very feasible, sir. Okay. It is very feasible. But the thing is, you need to see the 35 lakhs with the full context, right? So 35 lakhs they're earning. What is their capital?
Right.
Okay. So if they're earning 35 lakhs, I think their capital is at least 30-40 crores. Because on expiry, your aim is 1, 2. If you're excellent, 3%, sir.
Yes.
Best case scenario, 3%. That is, you're taking extremely high risk. If you're taking low risk, 0.8 to 1.5% on expiry is very much possible. So that 35 lakhs has to be seen with the entire context. And for an expiry trader also, what is their maximum drawdown of the day? When I trade expiry, I try my level best to not let the M2M fall below 0.1% of my capital. If someone is willing to let their capital fall to 0.5 or 1% for the day, they can hit that 2%, 3% target. But again, it has to be seen with the full context.
Okay, I got it.
Risk taken.
First thing is risk management, second thing is capital management, and third thing, what he told, right? Those type of returns are feasible, but he told, and what he is telling, that we have to look at the full picture, right? We shouldn't get carried away by the M2M, right? To earn that 35 lakhs or that 30 lakhs, 35 lakhs on the expiry day, the minimum capital required should be around 35 to 35 crores, 30 to 35 crores, right?
Yes, sir.
So because what we are aiming on the expiry day is a move of around 1%, 2%, and he says that if you are a very expert trader, then you can extract around 3 to 4%. All right.
Yes.
So guys, please, if you have that much of capital, then only get carried away with those screenshots. I don't know whether they are genuine or not. Basically, because I don't. That is not my forte. Basically, so I am not here to comment for it. So I just wanted to hear it from the expert who is doing it. So Hemant, any words for because you are quite young right now, and what you plan to do in the future, whether you are willing to join some company and take a job, or whether you are willing to carry this trading as your full-time profession. So what you are planning to do in future?
Trading will be one of my businesses, and because when I met you in real life, it really changed my perspective. You said you don't leave studies, you focus on studies. Trading can be done part-time. And when it's coming from someone great, like you said, who are trading with such big size, really it had an impact on me. So I believe that trading can be done without leaving your job, without leaving your business. So if the initial struggle is very high, but once you pass that point, it's only about continuously improving and executing your things. So my plan is I want to travel the world. I want to see the reality, what is actually. I've only seen the good side of India. I want to see entire India. And also as I travel, I want to trade and build my businesses.
Right. So with the type of profits you are earning and with the type of trading you are doing, I am very sure not only India, you will be able to travel the whole globe in the coming days, and we will be very proud, to speak about you and to talk about it. Hemant was our member, and he was our family member and our group member. So when I met him in Bangalore, I remembered he told me that he wanted to take trading as his full-time career, and so I told him that, see, trading doesn't require trading is basically not a full-time endeavor, right? You can do it side by side with your trading, with your studies, and with your job. So he has proved that also, right? So it's very good, you are applying all those things that I am telling everybody in the group, and I keep shouting on the top of my voice. Stop it, man! You don't need to leave your job. Right, people here telling that leave the 9 to 5 job and come into the. Why do you need a full time? How much time you're spending? 1 to 2 hours you're spending to trade, right? Then what you will do the rest 18 to 17 hours, man? Right. So we are young blood, right? You can. It is the time to earn. Right, you can join a good company. You can join your family business. You can do your family business. Keep money. Keep the money flowing from various sources. Right. Why to stick to one place? So it's very good, and we have enjoyed type of talking to you during this session. It was great, and Hemant has been with us from 1 year. It will complete in January. He will be with us for 1 year, and it's absolutely stunning to see his progress. And I wish him the very best and very best for his life. And may he become a very super trader in the coming days. So Hemant, one thing, we take a promise with everybody who does this interview with us, that today you have a capital of 1 CR and you have a return of say 45 to 50 lakhs, right? Or say about 45%. Now we will again meet you and we will again do an interview with you when you double your capital, right? Okay, so this is the promise we take with every trader we interview with. So right now you are at almost halfway, right? 40-45%. So when it is doubled, we will again meet you and we will again be very happy to show our audience that yes, people are doing it in the real time, right? You are doubling your capital in 2.5 years. So we will be very happy to interview again at that time when you have doubled your capital.
I would love to join again, sir.
Okay,
it was great meeting you.
Yeah, it was great talking to you, and I wish you the very luck.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.